Panthers GM Dan Morgan is low-key cooking. Other than the trade for Brian Burns, which was pretty mediocre, Dan Morgan and the Carolina Panthers have done a really good job in free agency. Look, the Panthers went 2-15 last year. You can't run it back with the same roster as last year and expect different results. Dave Canales and Dan Morgan have to put together their team, the team that they like and the team that gives them the best chance of winning. And we had so many weaknesses last season, and Dan Morgan was able to address every single one of them. So if that means that fans get upset because they cut their favorite Panther, or like, oh, we cut the guy that was good for the community, why'd we let this guy walk? At the end of the day, we couldn't keep doing what we were doing. We needed to try something new, and we did just that. Our offensive line was the worst in the NFL. I mean, Bryce Young got sacked 70-some times. It's amazing that he was able to walk away, and it's amazing that our offensive line isn't on trial for murder right now. So how do we address that? We signed Robert Hunt on a 5-year, $100 million contract, and Damian Lewis on a 4-year, $53 million contract. These are two guards that I think are going to improve our offensive line by so much. At the end of the day, if Bryce Young is not protected, we are not going to have him succeed. We're not going to have a team that succeeds. We need an offensive line. This was Cam Newton's number one problem in Carolina, is he was never protected and he got hurt. Bryce Young is 5'10". If we can't protect Bryce Young, he's going to get killed. So Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt, I love these two guys. I think they're going to be great for our team. We traded Brian Burns, our star defensive player. So we retooled our entire defense, building around defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero, even grabbing guys that he's familiar with. Some of those key additions include Ashawn Robinson on a 3-year deal to pair with Derek Brown on the defensive line, DJ Wanham to play outside linebacker, who, fun fact, actually scored a scoop and score against the Panthers this season. We signed safety Jordan Fuller on a 1-year deal. Dan Morgan said he wanted dogs in this offseason, and he certainly got that. I mean, our defense was pretty good as is last season, but now that we are playing to Evero's coaching style, I really like where we're headed. We needed a receiver who could get open, so we traded for Deontay Johnson, who was unhappy in Pittsburgh, who's one of the best route running receivers. Look, I know he has some baggage, but like, to get a player of his caliber, and we were going to cut Dante Jackson anyway, I see that as a major win. And right now, he's probably our best receiver. I mean, pair him alongside a guy that we get in the draft. Now we've got some weapons for Bryce Young. Our organization is retooling, which is extremely necessary. And the best part is David Tepper is keeping his mouth shut. He's letting the football guys do the football work. So if we could somehow get Mike Williams, who was cut by the Chargers, to also pair in that wide receiver room, and like maybe grab Chase Young or Jadeveon Clowney for the right price, I'll give the Panthers an A- on their free agency. Right now, it's probably a B to B+. But I mean, man, the delusion is coming back by the day. I mean, I'm starting to get really hyped and excited. I mean, I'm starting to think that the Panthers could compete for the NFC South. I mean, we're so back. We're going to win the Super Bowl. No, I'm kidding. But for real, I am getting really excited. I know I probably shouldn't based off of the past few off seasons, but Dave Canales and Dan Morgan have me hyped. Let's get it. We are so back.